And we are live in New Serum, the Fire. Good evening, all. This is Guthrie Prentice in the role of Joseph Zwinge, Master Skeptic Debunker, Toreador, what have you. The reason why the Fire effect is on right now is because of the fact that he is in Torpor while still in Frenzy at the moment. But it has been 2 weeks, and even though he's been being fed blood routinely to try to keep his blood points up, so he's up near full right now, routinely just to keep things going. Unfortunately, even though he's been being fed blood virtually every hour on the hour, well, of course the person's been eating to avoid their collapse. Unfortunately, the problem is that he couldn't get up because of the fact that he's been suffering from his wounds and the nightmares in his head. It has now been 2 weeks to the day that he got knocked out. So he is now going to attempt to roll. I'm now going to attempt to roll for his awakening, assuming Dice Stream will actually open. There we go. No, that's Google Effects. I want a dice stream. Come to think of it, where the hell is my dice stream? There we go. I hate this thing sometimes. Okay, now, according to the rulebook, page 260 something on, I think it was 262, I believe, in V20.
I can read it.
Yeah, that'd be great, please.
Okay, awakening, which is what you must do according to page 283 under Torpor. You must make an awakening roll. A vampire may roll perception or your Auspex rating if the vampire has it versus difficulty 8 to notice a disturbance. Upon stirring, the vampire must make a humanity or path roll difficulty 8. Each success allows you to act for 1 turn, so you're definitely probably going to wake up. 5 successes mean you're completely awake for the entire scene. Failure indicates the vampire slips back into slumber but may make the perception roll to reawaken if circumstances allow, meaning if somebody's there to awaken you. But you're doing this on your own, aren't you?
No, I have my 2 retainers with me as well.
Oh, okay.
My 2 retainers are basically, my 2 retainers have been routinely trying to wake me up. This is going to be his attempt to actually respond to the wake-up. So here we go.
Can you spend? Are you able to spend?
As I said, my blood doll has been upkeeping his blood consistently.
No, but I mean, are you able to spend a willpower point for a success in this case, or is that?
Wait, no, I thought you said it was a blood point he had to spend.
No, I'm at. Yeah, he has to spend a blood point. You're right. Okay.
Yes, right. Okay, so yes, my character would still be at his maximum of 10 blood points right now because they've been upkeeping him for the past 2 weeks. He will be able to spend 1 blood point to activate, so I now roll 7 dice because he has Humanity 7. And at difficulty 8, please tell me this is going to work. 5 success for any successes, let alone 5. In 3, 2, 1. Shit.
What'd you get?
I had 1 success and it got neutralized.
So tomorrow you get to wake up.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. You didn't botch, right?
No.
Oh, you've got your 2 retainers with you. It says each success allows the vampire to act for 1 turn. You cannot act for 1 turn. Failure indicates the vampire slips back into slumber, but may make the perception roll to reawaken if circumstances allow.
That I can do, and he has this would be perception alertness, right?
Do you have Auspex?
Yes.
What's your Auspex rating?
2.
Okay, so perception plus 2 versus difficulty 8 to notice your retainer trying to stir you out of your slumber. But then you have to make your awakening roll again.
That's fine.
I think if you miss this, if you miss this, and I'm not an admin, but I think it would make sense for you to have to. If you miss this, it would make sense that you would have to wait another day.
Tomorrow. Okay. Okay. So perception plus. Okay. So perception plus aspects. That's 4 dice plus 2 dice. That's 6. So 6 difficulty 8 to notice that I'm attempting to wait that my 2 retainers are shaking me like nobody's business to wake me up.
Yeah, and we didn't even do this the first time, so I don't know how badly we're.
Success.
I do get 1 success. All right.
1 success, so I'm kind of awake and going, hey, wait on, something's trying to wake me up here. Better attempt to get back.
Okay, so 1 more time. I don't know if we're doing this right, but it's kind of vague. Go ahead.
All right.
Make a humanity or path roll. Difficulty 8.
Humanity 7, difficulty 8. Take 2 in 3, 2, 1. That's better. I've got enough to awake for a turn.
For one turn.
Okay. In a sudden fit, he wakes up, and at sudden fit he wakes up. At this point, he does. Michael has sliced his palm again, dropped another blood drop into Michael's into his mouth. He will slip back into slumber in a second, but I will flip on the overlay, and Bob basically says, basically says, Joseph, Master, we need your help. We have some new leads. You've been asleep for too long. How long have I been out? Joseph says, how long have I been out, and what's been going on? Update now. Bob says, I've been following up the leads on the magician that we came to debunk. It turns out that apparently he might be a potential he might be involved with a group called the Ravnos, and also there have been children disappearing at his performances. Joseph responds with, this is bad, very bad. The investigation for children could be a potential masquerade breach. We need to get this to the prince immediately. I'm starting to slip back into slumber. Tell the prince, find him, report to him on my instructions. And with that, Joseph collapses again, because the one turn I'm presuming is over. Now, because of the fact, can I attempt to roll it? Well, actually, because the one turn may not be over. James, does it say anything in the rule book about can he attempt to make following rolls or spend blood points to try to stay awake if he's already rolled once? Since he's awoken once, can I use the secondary roll if they attempt to wake him again?
Well, you failed, and then we had them wake you, and
yes,
then you had one success.
And he's up for one turn. Circumstances would allow because they keep trying to wake him up.
Yeah. Here's my question. Does this mean you fall back into sleep, or do you fall back into torpor? It doesn't really say in the book. It just says you fall back into slumber for the awakening roll. But since you were in torpor, you're now officially out of torpor, I would imagine.
Yeah. So yeah, my character's officially out of torpor, but he's falling back into slumber. Let's try again to have them wake him up again, and I will roll perception again to see whether or not they actually, because they don't know any better that he would know that being in slumber he might not be able to get up. But let's just see whether or not they. I'm going to roll perception again to see whether or not he can sense the fact that they're like, hey, no, you don't. Get back up.
I don't know if that's allowable under the rules, but.
Well, what did they just say there? If he falls back into slumber, he's awake for each turn. If he falls back into slumber, if circumstances allow, he can roll a perception roll again.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the capability for him to, because of the fact they're consistently trying to wake him up. I have the potential for him to be able to do so. So,
yeah.
So yeah, okay. So we're rolling.
It says if you missed, okay.
Yeah, no, but
I wish it was a little bit more specific. It's not. Yeah, it's sort of like torpor's on one page, awakening is on a different page.
As long as he keeps getting the successes at difficulty 8, I'm going to allow him to keep attempting to fully wake up. If he doesn't get any more successes, then he's currently back in slumber, and I'll attempt to wake him up the following night. So here we go again. In 3, 2, 1, perception check. Oh yeah, he makes it. 3 successes, and his retainers are still trying to wake him up. So it's like, oh, come on, give me a second. And now rolling humanity at 7, attempting to roll a difficulty of 7. And now here's the other thing. Do the 5 successes have to go per roll, or can I count the successes from the previous rolls since he's just woken up for each turn? Like, can I count this as a rotating success? Can I count this as a rotating success, i.e., the rolls are cumulative on each other, or does it have to be 5 in each individual roll?
According to the book, it has to be 5 in that one roll. It's not an extended roll.
Okay, got it. So
that makes it very difficult.
Okay, here we go again. In 3, 2, 1. He fails. He's aware of it, but he can't wake up. So I'm going to roll again.
Wait a minute. Maybe it is an extended roll. This is horrible. Can you delete this scene? This is horrible.
No. I want to do this because I mean the thing is that we've already had this report, and the thing is that basically this is a way to. The thing is that we're already continuing because of each of the rolls, and I have to keep the rolls on record. So hang on.
As long as you don't botch, you can keep making these rolls.
Well, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. In 3, 2, 1, perception roll. Yes, there are two tens, so he is aware that they are trying to wake him up. He attempts to wake up again. Path Humanity 7. 3, 2, 1. Oh, and that was better. 2 turns, he's back up. What do you guys need? What do you guys need? Flipping to Hangout, Bob says, flipping to the Hangout, flipping to the thing, Bob says, Master, we just barely managed to get permission from the Prince for us to stay in. It would probably be best if you yourself were representing, were able to present yourself to the Prince. Joseph says, guys, I'm still in pain right now, and I am really freaking sleepy. Can't you just let this wait, and I'll try to wake up later? No, you're probably right. Hang on. Let me see if I can get up. With this, because of the fact that he's aware of the situation, he says, okay, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to go back to sleep. You're going to attempt to wake me up again. And we're going to keep doing this until I bloody well actually spend enough blood. And Michael, keep feeding me blood. I'm going to keep trying to wake up. And hopefully we'll be able, that I've at least got a couple of blood points left by the end of this, that I can at least get fully on my feet. Let's try this again. And with this, he goes back to sleep. They keep trying to wake him, and let's give this another shot. So we've just had 2 turns worth of work there. And this time, 4, 5, 6.
I think the rules might just be that you're out of torpor and then you have to sleep until the next day, and then you know what I mean? I don't know.
All right, well, the thing is, I'm trying to get him on his feet because the plan is that I'm going to get him up to go see the Prince.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I'm going to get him up to go see the Prince. Like, this is his first beeline, so let's try this again. 3, 2, 1.
Is Lysander around?
Okay, with the difficulty 8, he notices he notices it. I think that after all of these, he's starting to notice that he's being woken up consistently, especially when he's looking for it. And this time, come on, give me a frickin' Humanity 8 for Pete's.
I don't know. How can they expect you to make 5 successes?
But I'm going to keep working on this. I'm going to keep working on this until I botch, and he's like, okay, he's just too tired. He needs to sleep now. 3, 2, 1. And that was a fail, but not a botch, so we try again. Bloody hell. He keeps getting the perception, so he knows he's being woken up. It's just... fail. Let's try that again. Oh, wait, no, hang on. Difficulty 8. He didn't actually have that. That was a botch, so he's going to be asleep for the rest of the night.
And I'm sure someone will tell us what we did wrong in this scene.
But no. Okay, so viewers, for now, that basically, because of the fact that he's woken up for a couple of turns already, I'm going to presume that basically means since he can't roll, since it's obviously impossible for someone with Humanity 7 to roll difficulty 5, or next to impossible, I'm just simply going to treat it that he's woken up out of torpor, he's out of torpor, and he's just going to sleep for the following night. He's going to spend a couple of blood points to heal, so even though he's going to be consistently being fed by his blood doll to keep things going, and they're going to make sure that he has Vita in his system. I'm just going to have him wake up out of sleep tomorrow night. Not full torpor, just sleep. So officially I'm going to spend blood points to heal 1 point of aggravated damage.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's down to to heal.
Oh, guess what? I don't know how they're going to rule this, but when you're torpored through wounds, were you torpored through wounds?
Yes.
You cannot be resurrected with blood. You have to... What?
Well, no, the thing is that what happened was I wasn't torpored through wounds. My character went down to -5 incapacitated, and then he slipped into torpor. His last act of will was to put himself in torpor.
Oh, wait a minute. So this is totally different. If you willingly put yourself into torpor, then there are rules that you only have to sleep for half of the required time.
Yes, but the thing is that, but nonetheless, though, my character deliberately put himself in for the full 2 weeks.
All right, that's different, you know.
Yeah, no. That slip into torpor, Chantel and I agreed in that scene. Calliope and I agreed in that scene was actually was an act of will, not as a that basically my character going limp and then deliberately slipping into torpor was to prevent himself getting killed, despite the frenzy.
Yeah, you could have woken after 1 week, but chose to stay asleep for 2 groups. That's all right. Yeah. Voluntary torpor, you only have to stay asleep for half the required time.
Okay. But yeah, no. But yeah, anyway, so this scene is done now. I'm going to specifically provide the with all this. Joseph is now asleep. He will wake up. He will wake up tomorrow night and be able to pursue scenes from there. And no, I'm not going to roll to wake him up because of the fact that he's just asleep now and is just spending blood points damage. Wait. So yeah, this scene's over, and he'll be up tomorrow for scenes. See ya.